Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 483.
It's Weekend Banter, and Ash Williams has stumbled into the studio.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome
Is
to
this
Melbourne.
the fastest, like almost back-to-back episode anyone's ever done?
Yeah.
I felt like I
You're
did
getting up there, yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago or something. I was on the show.
Yeah, I reckon it was. You're in Melbourne, so we thought we need to get you in. We wanted to show you the office. First of all, give us the Ash Williams run-through of the Daily Talk Show headquarters.
Mate, it's very professional. You know, you got Mr. 69 behind the decks there, pants off. No, it's impressive. And you know, what are you paying a month again? Can you say that?
Nah, definitely
No,
not.
well, it's quite a lot for anyone listening. But we're in Abbotsford. It's cool. And have you signed a lease for what, 12 months or
2 years.
good?
What's the other option?
What do you think?
Well, you can go fucking month to month. You never know.
Have you ever had a commercial lease?
Yeah. Well, we've spoke about this when I had the
No, commercial lease. Commercial meaning commercial.
Yes, I was month to month. I'm not even joking. I used to own a business called Hot Under the Collar, and I had a month-to-month lease with a guy called Rod Stoller in South Melbourne. And I used to lease out the executive boardroom and pay, I think it was $500 a month to month.
Hot under the collar.
Yeah.
It was this topless services?
How do you know? You work for me.
No, I had a business that was strippers and topless waiters, as in men.
Yeah.
But
Mine was before yours. There's no
What
fucking
year-
way.
what year was
Oh,
yours?
mate, don't insult me. I'll fucking leave. Oh, well.
no, actually, let's have this out. What year
So
was
it would
that?
have been 2007 to maybe, or 2008 to 2010. And then I sold it to a dude.
When you say I'm always curious about people who sell businesses. Was this a proper sale or did you go into liquidation?
It was a month to
No, I
month.
sold it to a dude called Josh.
Okay.
Not you. Just so you know. No, because about a year into the business, a guy who was working for me, one of the topless waiters, was so good at his job. And I said, come in for a meeting, sometime. Give me a blowjob. No, he was like, no. And I said, listen, man, I can tell that you know business. And he's like, I know. I'm like, do you want to, become a partner? And he said, yeah. So
Like a legal firm or something.
yeah, what did he do? I don't think he even paid for partnership. I said, you can just pay me when the money comes in. And then it got to the point where I was working on Nova 100 with Husey and Kate full time. So I couldn't actually do the business. And then I was like, I'm going to sell the business to Josh. And I sold the whole thing to him for 15 grand.
That's not too bad. 19. So I'm 31 now. So how many years ago was that when I was 19?
12.
So 12 years ago, 2009. Same year, 2007 is when I
So
had
you
my
guys
business.
were competing.
But
What was
I
the title
I
of
did
it?
my
What was-
market analysis and I didn't see Hot Under the Collar.
What was your business called again?
Aussie Spunks.
97. Can you look up Aussie Spunks and see if we can get some form of ABN record for Aussie Spunks?
Yeah.
Well,
you
Hot
don't
Under the
believe
Collar
it?
will
No,
be
because
like-
we'll be able to see the year that it
True.
started.
I thought you just
Jesus
trying to...
Christ. No, you've got fucking stamps. Before we get started,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need
there's-
to.
Yeah.
We
Wait
need
on.
to wish.
No, fuck you. Happy birthdays. I don't think you're going to say that. It's for Wayne.
For Wayne.
Wayne can wait. So,
Sorry, Wayne.
personal joke. I don't really get it either for anyone listening. But no. So did you ever make a profit?
No, because we were spending cash. But we were making cash. So, I mean, at what point is a business really profitable?
Well, Hot Under the Collar it was. We
Well, so the
turned
thing
over
is-
a lot of money.
No, but so you'd pay salaries, and then after salaries
Or
are paid,
There's no salaries being thrown.
I was.
No PAYG. Did you pay super?
Yeah,
Contractors,
So
people-
Josh was in charge of that.
And we don't know if Josh ever did it.
No. Josh did that. We had 2 full-time staff, and they fucking. That's why we're out of business, because you guys understand business. Sometimes you book a job and you think, I need staff. And when you're paying a full-time wage, that's when the wheels come off.
Yeah. All right, we're getting
is
into
that-
biz dev with Ash Williams. The thing about some businesses, you could think there's a business that generates cash flow, and so month on month they're bringing in money, but they've either spent money on the setup costs and their outgoings are quite high, that they are covering their outgoings, but there is still money that has been outlaid. And so your business, you're saying,
Had no debts.
You had no debts. You'd spent because the thing is, it's not that bad to have debts in a business because the whole idea of the business is that you're investing for it to grow to then be able to fund it.
Totally.
And so, what was that? What was hot under the collar?
What do you mean?
Profitable. When you say profitable,
Oh no, you said like a big gross. So it was maybe like 150 grand gross.
that you made. That's not bad. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that's gross. But
That's
then we're going
gross,
to pay the staff. I remember I used to always yell at this guy because he was just always eating lunch at his desk. And I'm like, when are you going to do some fucking work?
Wait, you would actually have desks that would come
I
in?
So I had the best desk, and then I had Josh on actually Josh had equal desk when he came on to become a partner. I said, good news for you, you get the same desk as me. And then I've got these two others who were on the lower desks, and I could see them. And then I would just say, kind of like Donald Trump would like come into the boardroom, I would say to this guy called Steve, I said, come in. I'm paying Steve more than me and Josh are making together. Steve's making the most money.
And what was Steve doing?
He was meant to acquire new business. He said he knew someone from Coca-Cola, and this never happened. So like Steve was like hanging around for like 3 months, just eating fucking like so much food. Like he's always eating, and I just like would go, hey, come into my office, and I just give him warning. I just go, it's a warning. I think I gave him like 20 warnings, and it was never. He goes, yeah, but you're gonna write it out. I go, no, it's in my head. By the way, you're on quite a few. And then anyway, I think Steve one day just never showed up.
And so
Was he the business dev guy? Is that what he was?
I don't. What's business development? Yeah. One day he knew though that he was going to get fired, and he just never came back. So I didn't have to fire
How do you
Steve.
think he knew?
you told him tomorrow I'm going to fire you. So I'll see you
Nobody
tomorrow.
knows. He just didn't turn up for like 2 weeks. And I said to Josh, I said, where's Steve? And he goes, I think he knew that you were going to fire him.
Yeah.
Because I was really angry one day.
Why?
I was just like, where's the Coca-Cola?
And so what? Hang on. For the business, its service was topless.
No. We transitioned to
Podcasting.
two promos. So we were dealing with Lacoste and all of these other promo agencies and doing all of their promos around Australia.
So now the Coca-Cola thing makes sense. Because
Yeah.
you guys were,
Yeah.
you were almost like a street team without a radio station.
Kind of. We're bigger than that. We're bigger than, take the radio station out, we had like a lot of staff working, like maybe
great.
200.
And so what is the thought in that back then about what you want in life? What were you actually trying to become businessman? Is that your...
Well, back then, but you know, that's what this office reminds me of, hot under the collar, because you guys are like going on a journey.
Mm-hmm.
You are, and it's exciting. You're on the roller coaster and you're like barred in the little, carriage, and you're going to have ups and downs.
And so would you do it again?
No, fuck no. Because, I'm doing my own roller coaster now, and I can control that, and it's better, and I'm having more fun, just doing my own thing. But if you haven't got many options, then the business is good. I always started the business with the vision that if my career, my comedy career kind of got to a level, I would just fuck off, hot under the collar. Always.
But then is it you not going all in on the creative thing? Or like for you, the comedy, the stand up, the radio stuff is like the creative.
Well, now I'm all in. I've been all in for like a bit over 10 years.
Yeah. And so for you, selling that business, was that when you actually went all in?
Probably, yes, it was. Yep. I wasn't a foot in both camps, but I remember the meeting actually with Josh, because I was like, do you want to buy the business? And he said, yeah. And by this stage, he was sitting in my office. So I had a meeting with him in my office, and I didn't know what to charge for the business because it's really hard to quantify.
Yeah. I think they say something like, is it 3 years?
3 years revenue.
Yeah, but that's fucking crazy. That would have meant that
of
he would
course,
have done.
But that's what.
Really?
If the books
So
check
you should
out,
have done
if the books check out.
450,000.
No, but this is
Even close.
I'd,
Because promo companies have like massive gross.
Yeah, but it's then based on looking at the books. I used to train when I was a personal trainer, another career, trained a guy who specialized in funding, getting people finance to buy restaurants and cafes and shit. And it was like it's that 3 year revenue, but then it has to make sense if the business is a hot, like
but
non-profitable.
150,000 is not much gross
No, but you wouldn't
if
buy
you're
one
more
of
than
those.
one.
You wouldn't buy that business for 3 times 150.
But even to the point of like we were doing a big amount of gross, like 150,000 is not very much.
No, it's not much, but like for a very, very small business.
I mean, if you're paying $500 a fucking month for the lease and you've got
Oh no,
small operating costs.
no. Every month, Rod, the landlord, would come in and he thought that I was like out. He's like, "Do you want to keep the room for another month?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You do, you do," because the phone never rang.
Yeah.
Like, and that sometimes rang, but
So when you're sitting there with Josh, he's in your seat, and he said, and you say, "Mate, do you want to buy?"
yeah, and I remember it was one of those moments where I was like, "Let's keep this very smooth. Okay, we want this to be a very clean deal." My younger brother, who was studying medicine, was out the back. Like I said, you just loiter, right? But it was good to have the family support there for the deal. And then I just said, I didn't even negotiate. I just said, "Josh, I think 15 grand's fair."
I think that's a good deal. I
Dude,
mean,
and he
we
goes,
can't
"It's a
lie.
fucking great
The thing
deal."
is that like we can't lie. Like we literally sent a document to people, say, "Mate, we want to be paid this amount." And they're like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay." Like it's very similar. And so he said yes. And so you'll fucking spot. Do you wish that you charge more? Were you like,
No.
make it 30?
No, I couldn't believe that he was going to pay that.
And-
I remember walking out of there going, "Fucking, that was a wonderful deal."
And what and is that business still around now?
No, it went bust about 6 months later.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Because
do you-
I was instrumental in keeping the relationships alive, and Josh was more of the organisation.
You still friends with him?
Yeah, went to his wedding.
It's,
There's the proof.
I mean, yeah. And so what was the point where you're like, I need to get out of the business?
Because I wasn't working in the business as much as Josh, and it just wasn't fair. So I was working full time with Husey and Kate every morning,
I remember
breakfast
this.
radio. You just knackered.
Yeah.
I'd walk into the office and just do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Would he say stuff to you?
no, because I'd still throw in ideas, and I would like more be on him going, "You should do this. I'll do that." But you know what it's like working together. Imagine if you two weren't working together.
Mm.
Two minds are better than one often, and you kind of inspire each other.
Mm.
So, you know, even me popping in there for a second helped Josh, definitely.
What's your relationship with collaborating? So working with other creatives on projects. So you got team effort that you.
I think it's always
You do?
good. No, I write comedy with friends. You know, it's a good conversation because you might not even get the idea from the person you're talking to, but by speaking it out, you might give yourself the idea.
Mm-hmm. What about when money is a part of the equation?
Yeah, I mean, business is always, you know, a little bit undulating, but you know, in the sense that like some people can be dodgy people, but fuck, you can't. I haven't met too many.
What does it mean to write?
No, seriously.
What does it mean to write with other people? What is that actually? Can you give us an example where you've done that recently?
So I'll just catch up with a stand-up comedian buddy, and we'll just like go over some bits.
So you in a lounge room and you like stand up?
No,
and
we're at a cafe usually, or like
$20 say bowl just
Yeah.
about to come out.
yeah, or in my office, which is the food court at Bondi Junction.
It's a good one.
Right,
You
so
saw
I'm there.
George Columbaris there the other day.
I saw Georgie. Yeah,
How did he look? He's had a bit of a kick in the dick.
It was a bit of a joke because there was a
It's
guy
a fake one, the fake
yeah,
one.
he looked a lot like George Columbaris.
did I tell you that?
No, you posted it on Insta.
Yeah, but you're the only one who knows it wasn't the George. The
No,
real
you
George
actually no,
Columbaris.
you. Someone's screaming out there. It's okay.
This one of your fucking
heroin and
fritzel.
stuff?
I can hear someone downstairs.
No, it's
No,
just
it is,
just a
but they're
joke.
outside.
Is that, yeah.
You guys,
There's just
okay.
a lot of heroin around here.
Yeah. Oh, right.
No, you did a post where you like, or maybe it was even on Team Effort or something. You were like, I can't believe all these people think
maybe.
that it's a. Can't remember where it was.
No,
but you
it's your
definitely did.
shtick. You do.
It was a great
there's that person.
look-alike. Yeah, but
So that's your office, the food court.
Yeah, but
what,
we'll just
what
go-
food? What do they actually have there? A Porto? Or,
no, it's schnitz.
okay.
But they've
So-
got everything. They got the Mexican.
The
they
thing
got,
with schnitz for the
Not
longest.
everything. They don't have Nando's.
True.
You know, the funny thing about schnitz is for the longest time they didn't have the calorie counts on there because you don't. If you have less than 20 stores around Australia, you're not obligated to put the nutritional value.
Is that true?
Yeah. And so
Shit, that's interesting.
So when I was like trying to lose weight, I'm like, guys, I need the fucking calories. And like,
Yeah.
sorry, we don't have to do it. I'm like, okay, I've just got to fucking trust you on this one. Like, I just got to trust that they're okay. And it's like, turns out like for fucking a year, I was eating schnitz, thinking that I was over calories every fucking day.
So they're now over 20 stores.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you've seen
So you
it.
can see it all.
God,
And it
what a nightmare.
was a nightmare. Yeah, I stopped having it. It's as naughty as you might as well. Have
It was
pizza.
deep fried. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's delicious.
A lot of sauce and stuff in it. But anyway, so you're
get
at,
it. No, so yeah, we just catch up.
creamy.
And then,
They're creamy. You've
No,
got
we get it, mate.
fried
Sauces.
and creamy
Good.
sauces.
This is a paid ad for Schnitz, by the way. But no, so we'll just go over bits, and then like sometimes by like voicing your bit, you'll then it's like a Tetris puzzle. You'll just go, oh yeah, cool. Actually, you know what? I can finish it like that, and it's just a good way of collaborating and seeing stories and material. Sometimes from 30,000 feet above, you know what I mean? If it's not your personal story, you can see the roadmap a bit more.
Are they similar to you? Do you think it's better collaborating with people that are similar or different?
Definitely not. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just people who you respect and think are funny. That's all.
Yeah.
There's only one Ash Williams.
Yeah, there's a couple of dudes coming up who I could fucking sue him, I reckon, for being.
Really?
Yeah. This guy who's going, I'm not going to say who it is. He's a friend of mine, but he's got so many stories which are almost identical to mine. Like identical, and they're so off the beaten track. You know?
He's got a podcast, Who the Hell is Hamish?
Have you found anyone stealing your jokes?
No.
Oh, that's
No.
good. I mean, it's either bad or good. Bad because you're not big enough. Good.
Well, it
because
happens.
they
But
haven't
you know
taken it.
what? No, I'm more of a storyteller anyway. You know, I've got obviously jokes in the stories, but the stories themselves, they're pretty hard to replicate.
Oh yeah.
So that's why, you know, when I've seen this other comedian who's got like this really weird story about how when I was almost a male prostitute in Los Angeles, he has the same story but in New York. And I'm like, what? And then I've walked in on a conversation with him and another girl, and he's telling this story, and I've actually stopped and go, bro, this is my story. Are you telling this girl my story? And he's like, no, it's my story. And I'm like, there's no way to prove it.
Yeah.
There's no way to prove it.
Can you tell us about, because we are going to LA in the next couple of months, in the next month,
2 weeks away.
2 weeks away, we're going to LA.
Good.
I was mentioning to the boys that I've been to a gay club in LA. It was pumping, heaving. I was a fresh piece of meat. I felt, I was definitely eyed off because they knew.
When was this?
This was 2012, the great year of LA.
Oh, yeah,
2012.
of course. It was the best year of LA.
Yeah. What's that? I know I've heard you talk about it, but what was the almost becoming an escort? What was that?
So that was, I was on a model website called Model Mayhem. It's like a dodgy, like fucking Star Now's dodgy, but it's dodgier than Star Now.
Mate, I've got a lifetime membership with Star Now.
Do you?
I won it.
You joke? Did you win the scholarship?
No, I just won this thing that was a competition on Star Now.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, what?
Oh, the scholarship in 2012, mate. It was a great year.
Yeah.
One of the best
This is
years.
what it was. It was like the show business scholarship. Like they
Mate,
guaranteed.
I flew over to LA. That's how I got there.
What?
Yeah, I won it. It was like a 10 grand trip. It's fucking
Now he's got
sick.
his own podcast.
Was
And
it just,
now look at me.
have they done a follow-up story? Where are they now?
yeah, definitely not.
They should. Is it just you, or did they give it to a girl as well?
Just me, but they've done it multiple times. And part of it was the free lifetime membership of Star Now.
Fuck. Do you use it?
I don't have enough where my login is.
Yeah, you should use it. And it's a bit of fun.
So
Star Now's
modelling
great.
mayhem is the equivalent, but a little bit sleazier.
Still
Well,
around,
you
90
know
cents?
what?
Star Now
Yeah,
or
it's still
modelling
around.
mayhem?
I'm just trying. Modeling mayhem is around modelmayhem.com.
Model mayhem. Sorry.
It's modelmayhem.com.
Yep, I can't find you on it though.
Yeah, no shit. Because the name I was using was Asherson.
Asherson.
No,
Somebody said
serious,
that.
but it's under Asher. But just to go back a second, when I was working at Hot Under the Collar, we used to cast from Star Now if we needed something.
They're actually doing a bunch of aggressive marketing at the moment. Their like chief operations officer was in Melbourne trying to reach out to production companies saying, hey, you guys should use the service.
Yeah, you shouldn't though. Like they're still the worst.
And
Star
so-
Now will never be good. No offense, Tommy.
And so Model Mayhem is just sorry about the bugs if anyone's
Oh,
seen
you're
that.
right, bro. No, so Model Mayhem, I got this message from this guy called Garen. So Darren with a G.
He was doing a similar thing to Asherson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Asherson.
And he's like, do you want to catch up for a coffee. I'm like, sure. So we met at.
Hang on, was that all he said? Was there's an opportunity here for you?
He said, that's it. Was just an opportunity.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he called me, sounded legit. Said, do you want to meet at the cafe near the airport? I'm like, what do you mean? Which one? And he's like, there's one right near the airport. I'm like, okay, I think I know where it is. So it's like about 50 meters from the airport.
Is it near In and Out?
I think
LAX
so.
or-
It's when you turn right for LAX, it's just on the left. Last
Yeah.
kind of, it's like kind of like a motel setup. So he's like sitting there before I get there, and he's like, yo, Ash, come over. Garen. I'm like, hey, man, what's up? And then like, I quickly realized it was like, prostitution.
It's an escort.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, so you want to make some money, bro? I'm like, yeah, what is it again? And he's like, all right, so it's companionship. That's the key word, companionship. And you get like, it was $400 for 2 hours, right, for dinner. And then if you do overnights, it's like $1,000 a night. And if you do a weekend, it's like, I think it's $3,000. And I'm like going, dude, that's good money. And I go, so just to clarify, like, do I have to sleep with the women? And he's like, no, bro. And he's winking at me. No, bro. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why? I go, I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't want to make this weird, but I'm pretty sure he winked at me. And I go, so again, just to clarify, do I have to sleep with him? And he goes, no, bro. And I'm like, why are you winking at me? Why are you winking at me? And he's like, I'm not. And then he'd wink again. And I go, no, you are. Like, you just winked again. And he's like, no, I'm not winking, bro. And I'm like, all right, your word against mine, I guess. Well, that's, and then.
Your wink against mine.
And then I left, and then he called me up and he goes, hey, I just want to apologize. Yeah, I was winking at you because I thought you were wearing a wire. And I'm like, oh, cool, man. So what is like, sex? He goes, yeah, man, if you want to have sex, you can, that's what it is. But yeah, I thought you were an undercover cop because prostitution is illegal in LA. So I was like, yeah, it still made no sense because what's changed from then to now that I could still be wearing a wire? So he's like, no, I just know you're not a cop. I watched you get on the bus. So then I ended up doing the job. I did one of the companionship jobs, which was just purely Japanese and champagne.
It's 400.
Yeah, but 4 hours, it was 800.
800.
With a woman named Jenny. She gave me $800 in a Hello Kitty envelope. It was sick.
Yeah, and she was like 50 or something?
She was about 50, yeah.
And what did you?
Yeah, I've heard this story.
Yeah,
as well.
What did you do?
No, we just had a nice time, and I was like thinking, kind of just doing the sums morally in my head, like thinking, can I actually do this? Like this is a big fork in the road in my life. And weirdly, that day I'd come off the set of The X's and I was working with Wayne Knight, who's Newman from Seinfeld. So I'd literally come off the set with Newman from Seinfeld and gone to this date in Ventura Valley and made 800. So I was like, what do I do?
How much of this are you thinking, okay, this could be good content? Like how many, like does that unlock the thing of?
No, because my whole thing is like, if it's good content for stand-up, then it's worth it. But everything up to this point is good content for stand-up. But then I was like, but hang on, if I go through with this and I start sleeping with her or women and I'm paid $3,000 a weekend to sleep with women, I think it loses a little bit of the comedy value.
So is part of it maybe that you did do it, but you've removed it due to comedy value?
I just was like, would I go on stage?
Have you fucked people for money?
Have I?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No. Let's get straight to the point.
No, but I guess that's a question because the thing
It's
is,
like, how much? Like, honestly, how much you got? I'll fuck you if you want. No, because I was like putting it through my brain filter of like, would I tell this story on stage? And my gut instinct was like, it doesn't feel that funny. Everything up to the sex is funny.
yeah,
For
sure.
mine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
it
The
makes a lot of
dancing
sense.
with that line, the moral line, because most people's line is at a lot earlier, and then the crossing the
Also-
intercourse line is like huge.
Well,
for
that's
people.
it. And that's massive. And then you're that person. And
But then is
also,
a part of it though that you're like, actually, if I sleep in the same bed with her, that's still on that line. That could still be funny.
Like spooning.
definitely,
or,
but I think it would have been like a fait accompli or expected that I would have slept with her.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
Jenny was
exactly.
like, Jenny said this. This is what Jenny
What did Jenny say?
Well, I said to her, Jenny, what are you doing? You know, you're so beautiful. You know, why are you spending all this money?
God, he's good for the $800,
And
isn't
then
he?
also, my name was Jasper. So I'm Jasper on this. And so
Did
she's
she
like,
pick the name? Did she
no,
think
no,
that's
no.
your actual
I
name?
told Garen that I wanted to be Jasper for this. Just
How'd you come up with that name?
Because that's my tickling video name.
Okay.
Right. So then Jenny's like, oh, Jasper, you know, my husband, he doesn't make love to me anymore. She said, I used to give my husband 3 blowjobs a day and now he doesn't want any. And I'm like, Jenny, this story's breaking my heart. You know, and I go, you're so beautiful. And
What did Jenny do for work?
I don't know. And I was like, look, then I was like starting to think like maybe I should be with Jenny. Like, and then I was just like, anyway, look, it's been great catching up. I must have had like 2 bottles of champagne, all this sushi. I was cooked. And then
Is it already agreed that you are not like? Do you have to in that date work out whether you're going to do the night?
No, the night was already
Off the cards?
Yes, it was
Off
just
the
Just
just
the 400 or
chemistry.
the 2 hours.
It's like a chemistry read, like when you're an audition for an acting job.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Were you nervous?
I remember I was very like, this could fucking end badly. Like just in the sense, like, it was an unknown. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who the woman was going to be. I was in Ventura Valley, which is like where it's pretty dodgy anyway. So like after the date, I'm really pumped because I've got $800 US.
Cash.
And then I got a call from Garen straight away saying, bro, way to go. She likes you. She wants to go on the weekend date, $3,000. You could be the best we've ever seen. You could be one of the top dudes on my website. I'm talking like 200-300 grand a year.
What do you reckon he's getting out of that cash wise?
He's getting 20%.
So did you have to take the money from the Hello Kitty envelope and get?
No, I don't know what happened to Garen's thing. He said 800. I think that Jenny paid him 200 or something.
Finding fee.
Yeah. So then, anyway, I just said to Garen, I said, Garen, I need the weekend, man. I remember walking through like Zara or something, and I was like,
The
geez.
Grove.
No, I was still at the Valley
yes.
there, and I was like, yeah, this is a real pickle. And I took the weekend, and then I just called Garen on Monday. I said, sorry, man, I can't do it. And he said, Jenny's going to be devastated. I said, well, I'm devastated for Jenny. Just tell her I think she's great. And that was it.
Do you think you'd be more comfortable to have sex with Jenny if she didn't pay you?
Yes.
Well, because then it's not. You're not being. It's not prostitution.
Yeah.
Did that come to mind?
Yeah, of course. Because also the money's so good that once it's almost like heroin. Once you've done it, then you've done it. And why wouldn't I just keep doing that? I wouldn't be here
dude, I
now.
know.
I would be the best prostitute. I would be so rich.
I know a guy that got into it, and it was too easy. He was made too much money doing it.
It's too much, and you're not forced to dig in terms of like, accessing your talent stack in the sense of like, what else have you got? I feel like it's cheating a bit.
Everything comes at a cost.
Yeah.
There's an
Yeah.
emotional cost to that.
You pay for it. Yeah, you pay for it for sure.
I mean, most people who enter into that world, they end up having substance abuse issue. Like they sort of try and medicate. Have you ever had any substance abuse issues in your life?
He loves this, doesn't he? He's fucking
So, bro.
Jerry Springer over here. Yeah. No. I'm pretty good. I guess because I came into a lot of this stuff and this cowboy. Actually, weirdly, the website for the prostitution dudes was Cowboys for Angels. That's what the website was. If you want to look it up, but no, I came into all this stuff like late. I had the business. I had a kind of normal life until I was about 27, 28. So you're a bit more formed. If I was doing this stuff like when I'm 19, 20, 20, dude, I would definitely be like, I'd have a drug issue or something for sure. Definitely.
And so is part of it that you are doing some form of performance? Like you look at Louis Theroux back in the day and he fucking got the photo taken of him for the porno and stuff like that. Is that you? Are you actually the ultimate professional that can play in that realm but not go as far as to enter into the subculture?
I guess so. I guess I've done a pretty good job of, getting my feet wet without getting the head wet, pardon the pun. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all, I think it's all about mining for the comedy as well. It's like, where's the comedy? Cool. I'll get out while I'm kind of ahead. It's gambling. You are actually gambling in reality.
Well, you see LA does spit out people. It gobbles them up and spits them out.
I know it's dangerous stuff. I got to be honest with you, man. I've been lucky. I could have been killed so many times. Like I've gone into hotel rooms with dudes who I didn't know. I met off Craigslist, and that's like I'm applying for jobs off Craigslist. That's like auditioning to get murdered. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like always just like, yeah. And then this one guy was like, oh yeah, you should come to the hotel. I'll pay you $200 to take photos of you for a magazine. And I just walked into this hotel and I knew it was sus. This guy was like 65 and all the clothes are like strewn out over the bed, right? And he goes, I've got all your wardrobe here. Are you ready? And then we did about 3 hours of shooting, right? And I didn't know this guy. Like he could have killed me.
What was the ad?
I quickly found out. I said, what magazine is this? And he goes, no. This is actually just for practice. This was all just to keep my skills up so that I'm sharp for the magazine. This won't be in the magazine. And I'm like, okay, right. So it's not for a magazine. He's like, no. And I go, at that stage I said, listen, man, this is all sounding pretty sus. Have you got the $200? And he's wearing like a collared short sleeved business shirt. And he pulled the $200 out from his top pocket and goes, sure do. And he flicked it out almost like a kerchief. And I saw all the 200 and I was like, yeah, you're all good, bro. Let's shoot. And he goes, all right. And then we just shot for like 3 hours straight. And I remember thinking I was going to die because the number one rule on these jobs is you don't drink the drink and you don't eat the food because it could be spiked.
Yeah.
Who told you this?
I did. I came up with this.
That's street smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a unique because you see the girls wanted signs in Collingwood or whatever, and you're like, who the fuck is actually doing this? Who is actually calling up? Like, you've got to be pretty desperate. And so you're probably one of the only coherent fucking people who isn't on fucking drugs that are in these situations.
Well, there's always going to be someone willing to do a job. It doesn't matter what it is. If there's some money attached to it, there's going to be someone willing to do it, I think, because people are at different stages in their life. And, people will do the job. So I was at this stage where I wanted the $200. And I remember thinking, because he kept saying to me, oh, we need to put more massage oil on your abs. And
so did you have like a top on or something, and then like the abs were coming through?
So I was topless at this stage in like Y fronts. So we moved pretty fast. Okay. We actually started in the Y fronts, and I didn't really get out of him. And then he's like, more massage oil. And then I'm like, I remember going to the bathroom and not putting the massage oil on. I just splashed it with water. And then
Why is that?
Because I didn't want the oil to touch me because it could be infused with poison.
No, that's so fair though.
It's so smart.
It's fully true, yeah.
So smart.
So then I come back and he's like taking shots and he's like looking at the screen going, yeah, still not enough oil. Are you sure you put the oil on? And I'm like, God, this guy's good. I go, look, man, let me go back and put some more on. So then I got a bit of soap too and water. And I'm like,
oh no, that's like lathering up.
Yeah, no, but like, then I washed it off. And then I came back and he goes, yeah, still not oily. And then I just like, fuck. And then I just thought, I'm just going to put the oil on. I mean, what are the chances are that he's spiked it?
I mean, to be honest, I think that's a real hard one. Like putting poison into an oil.
Yeah.
It's like,
I would have gotten a rash.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be the go-to for a criminal.
Who cares if you got a rash if you're dead?
Like
that's a less of my worries. I just
ingesting.
Is this poison going to give me a rash? It's not? Okay, cool. So then I was like, I put it on and I remember like 5 minutes later feeling really drowsy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. So then I texted my buddy Simon Bell and I said, hey man, this is it. Like code red. I've had a good run. Tell my mum that I love her, my brother that I love her.
What did you
brother that I love
What did you actually say? What was the so you sent a text message?
I said, I'm at this hotel, this room number. This guy's got me from Craigslist. He's just spiked the massage oil.
Did you have the message sort of half written on go? Or
no
was
way. No. So I'm typing this up knowing that like the poison's going to get me. And I've got like 2 minutes. And then I'm like typing and then I press send and I'm still with it a bit. I'm like, oh my God, he hasn't written back. I'm like, and then I kind of just like, I literally passed out on the bed. I'm on this single bed. And I remember being asleep and my eyes kind of closing and I thought, this is it. You're going to die in this. This bastard's gotcha. And then I kind of just like relaxed. And I kind of just thought like, you know what? credit to this dude.
It's almost like when I go on a plane, I relax with the idea of that it's going to crash. Like, you know, you have a moment
you've
of
got to
like,
do that.
you've got to be like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
As you take
been
off, you're
good.
like, it's going to fucking, I'm just.
Oh no, if you're no. That plane's already crashed.
Yeah.
Especially if you're flying Tiger. You can't expect to make it in one piece.
It's been a good run.
Yeah. I'd love to see like a straw poll too of like everyone on the plane who has already
accepted their death.
Yes. I wonder if it's like, because sometimes when I'm on the plane, I'm like thinking, yeah, the plane's going to crash, but you're like, you don't want to put that out into the universe.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, we'll find out.
I heard from our mate Mark Schenk, who was in the office earlier in the week. He was in the Air Force, but he said these bigger planes have 4 engines and they can run on only 2.
That was specifically
Yes.
Yeah, but I was pretty confident in
Yes.
like the big jets that take you to LA. They've got more than 1 engine. There's probably 4 on there. So if 2 do blow out, it's unbelievable.
There was literally an air crash investigation video on this on the A380, but it's still nearly fucking. Remember it nearly? It was like the Rolls Royce engine. It was the big Qantas one. It nearly they fucking.
Do you
nearly
watch that
crashed.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
I know it's not ideal.
That is not ideal.
And so anyway,
how are you even fucking flying?
Well,
I
it's
flick as
accepting
soon as
debt.
that comes on.
It's accepting the fact that it's debt. Like this is to be honest, the way that I justify it is it's like, look, it takes all the pressure off in regards to having to fucking monetize the podcast. That's the first thing, right? And because and the story will be, fuck, they were only 6 months off being the biggest
Just
thing
getting
ever.
started,
Just
Joe.
getting started. Just getting started.
Sad they may reach 500 episodes. What's our flight to LA?
Yeah.
What date is that? That's the 31st. That's 502 episodes.
Over 500
yeah,
episodes.
502,
But
yeah.
At
the
least
thing
we
is-
cracked the 500, boys.
But the thing is that it's the.
It's pretty bleak.
It's
isn't
really
it?
bleak.
No, it's uplifting.
I mean, you're the one who has to fly home in a couple of days to Sydney. Not
but
us.
I'm also going to LA too, coming up. But anyway,
But so I just think that when those things are going to happen, it's like, fuck, the story that it's going to be in regard, like I take the ego part of it, which is like, I'll probably be in the paper.
Dude, I don't know if you would be. No offense.
If an A380,
So like, this is the thing, you want to get your
Mate,
career to a level
mate.
where if you die in an aeroplane, you're in the paper. And then it's about what page you're going to be on. So you reckon you'll be in the paper?
yes.
What page?
Fuck, I don't
Confidential.
buy it.
His first feature
With
in
a
the
link.
Confidential.
Yeah.
Alice Costa's written about you. Poor, struggling.
She's not doing confidential now.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
Do you not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
You don't read the Herald Sun?
I mean, I used to see you in there every fucking
Yeah, I
second
used to
day.
get around.
Jesus.
To be honest, like I would, you know how you're texting your mate in that moment, I would be on the plane texting Mitch Catlin, trying to get into
Do
it.
you know Mitch?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I know Mitch well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've worked with Mitch a few times. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's always. It feels like his mates are always in the fucking. Is it
he-
confidential? Or
Yeah, because he's got a
is
good
it-
relationship, quid
Yeah.
pro quo with confidential. Yeah.
Anyway, so no, but I think that I would be potentially in the paper.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, a lot of tags on social media.
The problem with this is you're talking about the guy who's invented something, dies before the invention becomes
I know, right?
a huge thing and doesn't get to reap any of the rewards of the invention. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can you find that out? Who invented something and then died and then years
I'm
later?
shocked.
It's
But you
the-
won't
it's
find it out
wingsuits.
because there'll be no
It's all-
fucking,
no,
no one
it's-
knows who it is.
All the wingsuits, people who are inventing them.
The wingsuits is in
Oh.
the
You know, the
base jumping.
Yeah, those ones. They were giving them a go and they were just like, yeah, they didn't work. And so everyone who tried
Yeah.
them
The fucking
Just
bugging-
hang on, Steve Jobs. I mean, he died. He saw a bunch of his inventions come to life.
He
and
died
he's
at
got
the
the
perfect
legacy.
time, to be honest, because then Apple goes down and everyone's
You're
like,
missing the point.
it's fucking Steve.
I
Like,
think
if
he is.
Steve Jobs was here, they wouldn't be doing all these
but if
phones.
Steve Jobs died before Apple, we wouldn't be talking about him.
And so, yeah, he's saying you're not
Yeah.
Steve Jobs
So we're
yet.
not at that point yet.
I'm saying, and I mean this with all due respect, you won't be in the paper. And I'll make sure that you're not on Twitter. Okay, it was his dying wish that no one mentioned it. I did the podcast with
But
this a couple of weeks
listen,
ago.
guys, the Gronk Squad, if we do fuck up and something does happen, please get us in the paper and
No,
on
no.
Twitter.
Yeah, I feel like there should be. I would hope for something.
No, I'm joking. You would definitely get
I mean,
something.
but I'm curious. I'm actually curious. Would you?
Oh, fuck off, mate.
Do you think you would?
You fucking,
No, what would the conversation? What would it
you
be?
fucking off your face.
Of course he would.
Mate, I do think about it a bit, but like when you see someone on the aeroplane, you think, they're going to take top billing.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I might see Guy Sebastian or like even Nikki Webster was on once. I was like, oh, she's just been on the Masked Singer. This isn't good. And then, but you're like,
What, Nikki Webster flies Tiger.
No, I fly Jetstar sometimes now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Do they always weigh your bag? Which we're thinking about flying Jetstar, but
No, we have to.
they don't always weigh
Okay.
back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, what were we saying?
Well, what I want to know is about this oil. So you're laying
No.
down.
There's something
the
about
Nikki
the
Webster.
aeroplane thing. Oh, yeah. No, I'd get, I reckon front page. I reckon front page.
No.
I'm not even joking.
I think that it
Fuck
would.
off, mate.
I think that the whole plane, the plane
Jeez, you're a
going
fucking
down,
dog.
the plane. Let's be fair. The plane going down is going to every single time be front page.
You know what would be good, Peter?
Yeah.
You fake your own death.
Well, we were talking about this yesterday on yesterday's show. We were talking
Your
about
own death.
being
No,
at
but
your
it's
own
like, but you tell
funeral.
your parents, unless they're terrible actors, and you go, sorry, I just couldn't tell you your acting's not up to scratch.
Well, it's the idea of being able to be at your funeral because you actually.
No. You tell them before that, mate. That's really dark that you said that. Are you like going to pop out of the coffin? Surprise, I have 50,000 new followers.
No, there is something fun about the
Would you want to know? I wouldn't want to know.
what people think.
No, who turned up to your funeral?
Yeah, I like
That
to.
could be a real fucking fork in the
Yeah,
road.
yeah.
Could you
Do you
imagine?
think? I think that the best would come out. Do you think?
No, but you know what? Death is a great leveler, and everyone fucking gets around it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's
yeah,
what you want.
you'd be feeling good.
Like we would. Yeah, like everyone's just like, oh, you know what? Even people that you might have had a falling out with, they'll probably in that moment reconcile
Get
it
down.
all and
Yeah.
get there. And then you can be there fucking greeting them.
No,
Like,
you
mate,
pop
but-
out. Yeah, you're wearing a disguise, like
Yeah.
Masked Singer, the Masked Funeral,
Yeah.
or something like that. And then like, and you're
White
like,
lady funerals. You're wearing just a white hat.
yeah,
Just
and you go up to the person who you didn't think was turning. Yeah, hey, didn't think you were going to show. Were you fine? And were you on good terms with Josh when he passed? You were. And then you take the
and
fucking
then
mask
bring
off.
it out.
Yeah.
I don't mind that as a concept. It's a good
And we
reality
film
show.
it. That's actually not bad.
I could imagine something
Wow,
in
that-
Japan or something.
We are
doing
so
that.
close to that.
Yeah.
Fake funerals.
Yeah,
That is coming out. God, this is it.
fakefunerals.com.
I mean, you can't get much
Do you wanna
lower.
see if that
but
domain name
that's
It's very dark.
it. Really is.
But
And
TV
so,
networks are desperate.
so you're still alive now, even after the oil thing. But I'm guessing it was a placebo, was it?
It really was. And the correct use of placebo it was it wasn't like a psychosomatic thing because I fell asleep for like 5 minutes.
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
You've done it.
I've got a photo of the actual moment where I thought I was dying. I'm on the bed in Y fronts, wearing like a seashell necklace that he made me wear, and then I kind of just passed out, released,
Shut
to the
yourself.
world, yeah, and then I woke up like 5 minutes later, and I ended up just
actually
being tired.
fainted.
I was tired. I was just tired.
Do you think he was panicked?
Was he panicked? Oh, he would have thought that he got me, but it turns out that he didn't poison the.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's
there
not
was no
sure.
poison. There was no poison.
Yeah, but when I woke up, I was like, I felt like I'd been reborn. Like the second coming.
Did you make Simon right back? Simon? No.
And then I left that, and then I'm like, I'm driving home, like
Hey,
just
mate, you still
dodged.
need me?
No, I said, what the fuck? I called him up. I said, Simon, you fucking prick. I never send these messages, and this was serious this time. And he's like, oh yeah, sorry, man. I just knew you'd be fine. I'm like, yeah, well, you were right. I'm okay. You want to get a drink? He's like, yeah, sure. But yeah, there's always you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But we're going into those situations. They could end badly. I pride myself on knowing my surrounds. Yeah.
You're street smart. I mean, it's a weird one because you're street smart, but you also play on the streets hard. I mean, that's
What does that mean?
No, I
the
get it.
metaphor of
I get it.
so you're street smart. You have the knowledge of the streets.
Yes.
But you could then say, oh, well, I don't enter into the streets because I understand how
That's
dangerous
me.
it is. And then this guy going to these hotel rooms, it's like, I know this shit happens, but yet I enter into it. The thing is,
Have you thought about doing could we do a documentary on you doing this stuff or are you done with it?
No, I'd do it. I mean, I was gonna do a doco and all that stuff, but it just wasted a lot of my time. I used to have meetings with all these fucking LA people
About your adventures.
Yeah, we were doing a show. I had like fucking so many meetings with this one dude. Like probably 30 meetings.
And was it a Craigslist organised meeting? Because it might have been all bullshit.
These dudes are big. They've got like an office in Santa Monica. They do like big movies.
What was the
Huge.
appeal? Because a
They were-
mate
yeah.
of mine's in talks with some networks and stuff, and he just says like this is step 1 of 17. And so when do you know it's going to fucking happen?
You don't until you're on set.
Yeah.
And even then, it's until it goes to air.
And so the meetings that you were having, what was it for? What was it?
Give
us the-
it
give
was
us the
basically just
idea.
my odd jobs that I was doing and how I was making money in LA. And then it was going to be hard to kind of replicate that, but we were just going to try and dummy it up and use actors and shit. But I don't know, man. I think you've got to have the real thing. You need to be doing it for real.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's the authenticity. Like, how can you take that sort of moment and how you were doing it? I mean, I think you could do it in this day and age easier because it would just be Ash's Insta stories and fucking saving him down or whatever. It's a different type of content.
Totally.
What about a comedian like you who uses the stimulus of life to write your content? So it's like you are reflecting on stories that have happened and you've put yourself into situations. It's interesting, Josh and I thinking about like rather than sort of living in the past with all the shit we've done, right now is the stories of the future past. So like in the future, this will be our past.
Sure.
And so it's like you can get caught up in fucking trying to live this now. Like,
Yeah.
but not
What's
doing
this
the cool shit, not doing the sort of out there crazy shit because you're trying to make something else work. Your comedy, you know,
You can do both.
You can.
You can do both. It's just like you talk a lot about barefoot investors buckets. You just got different buckets going.
Is he still
I don't read his stuff, man. But
you
He's
got
sat in
ING?
this seat right here.
have you got ING?
I actually do. Weirdly enough, I don't want to talk about it, but I will. I got paid money for a job that was it came before I'd done the job, so I thought I'd been paid incorrectly. So I quickly I emptied my bank account, like just shut it down, and I called ING and said, "Listen, I need to reactivate my other account." I just like drained it from one account to ING, so everything's now in ING.
Yeah.
So
And it turned out they just paid you early.
they paid me early, but you never know. I remember looking at it. I remember it was like
Was it a
doing-
reflection on you though to think, fuck, I acted quick. I'm proud of that.
Hang on, wait. I'm trying to get it.
So he thought that there was a bunch of cash that just entered into his
Yes.
account.
Yeah.
So he
So
fucking
you stole
took
it.
it all
So you
out.
stole it. That's what I'm getting
It was
at.
his own money.
He stole his own money.
It's literally being like finding $50 on the ground, fucking quickly picking
Mate,
it up, putting it in the pocket,
there's-
realizing it's yours.
Yeah.
The amount of stories of cash getting deposited into people's accounts that was mistaken, like $100,000 or there was like $1 million.
You have to pay it back though.
Of course, but these
Do you though?
these people. The best thing is, did you take it? Did you spend
Well,
it?
that's
or-
the thing.
Yeah, you did some silly shit with that money.
Did you? Did
Well, that's
you-
why I moved it. Because if
Why?
they said, "Oh, we incorrectly paid you, let's give it back," I'm like, "Sorry, that account has nothing in it."
It's actually the same mindset of the guy who doesn't pay his parking fines because he thinks if you don't pay him, they don't exist, and that's you.
Yeah, it's not that I don't think that they exist. It's that why would you pay them? But anyway,
I did go down a rabbit hole. There's this guy, the Nomad Capitalist. He
Yeah.
talks all about taxation and how to minimize taxation. People who live in different countries and all that sort of shit. It was just fascinating seeing all these people on YouTube commenting, being like, "Oh, never declare any money with the IRS, and then you haven't entered into a contract, and then you fucking don't owe them
They're
anything."
fucking crazies. They're
it's-
probably
yeah, it's-
who was it? Wesley Snipes. Didn't he? He did time.
did he?
I'm pretty sure Wesley Snipes did time in jail
Google that.
for tax evasion.
Rings a
How
bell.
many years did he do?
I don't
I mean,
know
he
if it
did-
was
Who
Wesley.
is he?
Wesley Snipes
From White Man Can't Jump?
right?
You know him, don't you?
No, I don't know.
God,
What
man,
from,
you've got some real
Blade.
big gaps in your intellect. Like, no, but like,
I mean, I wouldn't
It's
call it
just
intellect.
pop culture.
no,
Yeah,
but there
some
are
of the
things
pop
you should
cultures.
know.
You didn't know who Post Malone was when we bumped into Post Malone.
in New York.
Yeah, you should. What are you, 29? 30?
29, yeah.
God, you should know that.
How many years did Wesley Snipes do?
3 years.
Yeah,
Fucking
for
hell.
tax evasion. He thought I don't have to pay my taxes.
What do you think we should, just before we leave you,
Been a quick one today. It's good.
we got the domain name theweeklytalkshow.com.
Mm.
What do you think we should do with it? Should we do another podcast?
And what it would be your best episode for the week?
Well, we're trying to work that out. We're thinking maybe it was meta and it could be about like doing something regularly and we could actually have people on or something. What do you think?
I don't know, man. It's a bit of an interesting one.
What?
You don't want to have too many things going.
How many things you got going?
Plenty. But like, you know, I kind of just have every ball up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are like putting a lot of work into the Daily Talk Show. If you've got time for this weekly thing and it's not going to,
Do you think it will add?
Don't know. I actually don't have an answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a think.
Yeah. Well, the main reason I have to go is because in 23 minutes, this is a very Ash Williams style problem. In 23 minutes, Telstra shuts off my phone because I remember I got a phone call yesterday. I said, "Hi, this is Telstra. An important message for Joshua Janssen." And the way they sold it in is it's like, we wouldn't need to tell you an important message about a disruption in your service. I'm like, disruption? Fuck, they're doing something with the polls or whatever.
Yeah.
And you click through and they're like, the disruption's happening because you haven't paid $59 or whatever. And so anyway, they said, it's happening tomorrow at 5. And
You can't
done it yet.
So what's okay?
So I need to
answer
just
your
pay it in
question-
the next 23 minutes.
Oh fuck, we got
fine.
15 minutes and just pay it
Okay.
online, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh mate, relax.
Okay.
You got ages. I don't think the weekly talk show. Yeah, I don't know about it. I just had to think about it. I think it's going to muddy
The Daily
the
Talk Show.
positioning of the Daily Talk Show.
Yeah, I think it's a
You
good
don't
point.
have to explain like, oh no, that's for that, that's for that. It's like fuck, man.
It's a good point. We do
Sure,
7
sure.
days now. So we don't really need it. Like the weekly, it was almost like what I was thinking is, it would be funny April 1 next year. We just change the logo of the Daily Talk Show on our website and we redirect the weeklytalkshow.com and then we say, we're rebranding.
Unless you call it something else, I would take talk show off and you call it the weekly something. So they're mutually exclusive in a sense.
Well, I sort
I
of
love it.
liked the,
No,
I like, yeah, no,
we're real time.
trying to sort this shit out. Yeah.
We're real time creating right now.
Yeah.
Nothing's fucking.
Have you
set
got
in stone.
any, you got the politics deal and all that sort of
Oh
thing?
mate, you're not meant to mention that, but no, you can.
You got any upcoming stuff? You got your stand up tour.
Yeah, I'm doing live podcasts for the Ash Williams Show. That's going well all around Australia, except most cities. No, but I'm doing Sydney, Gold Coast, Brizzy, and maybe Perth.
What's your movements on the 29th of October? So Tuesday.
You're
Is
going
it?
real admin-y.
Is it actually?
Yeah, 29th.
It is
I'm
the
in
Tuesday.
Brisbane.
Are you doing a show in Brizzy?
Yeah, because I might be flying back that day.
I think you're on
what
the
are you doing?
28th, aren't you? You can
Yeah,
do
I'm
that.
doing some Brisbane stand-up shows that week, and then I come back.
Well,
What is-
because we are celebrating episode 500, and the dream was we're like, we should get Ash
do a
to do
set.
like a set before the show.
Oh, are you going to do a live show?
You've got
Oh,
100
we've already-
people
Yeah,
coming.
we've already. They're all
Where is
gone.
it?
They're all
AU
gone.
79. It's in Abbotsford, just
So it's on a Tuesday.
Tuesday night, 6:30.
I'll try. I just don't know if I can, but yeah, I'd like to.
It would have been fun.
Yeah, man. I'd love to do it.
Look, if we can make it work, we make it work.
Yeah. So LA for you too.
When are you going to LA? You
I'm
just said
going to
no dates.
LA. So now that I've got that cash,
Is that in your account?
fucking oath it
Did you
is.
fucking pull it straight away?
Well, yeah, it's in the other account.
It's
Wait, was this one? What you're talking about just happened this week.
Yeah. So I'm now, my whole year's changed. So I'm like just like messaging people. I'm like writing back like I'm back.
Didn't it have the client? Did it not have the
So
client
no,
name?
it's
in it?
so quick that it didn't have the.
No,
Sometimes.
Yes. I actually got the remittance.
Ka-ching payment.
About 3 days later, I got like an email saying it's from that. But look, you can't be too careful. I'm still keeping it in the ING. And,
Have you paid? Last time we spoke, landlord, payments. You were
No.
in a bit
I
of
owe
a pickle?
rent. I owe rent. As fuck, it's probably a month ago actually.
Yeah.
since
Do you
I
think it's
spoke to
probably worth? You don't have to do what I say.
yeah, paying
but
up front?
Yeah, maybe just say, hey mate, I know that I've been a bit fucked. Here's the next month in advance.
No, you got to pay a month in advance. Anyway, were you saying 2 months in advance? No, fuck you, mate.
maybe
It's
not.
fine.
No.
I'll message him later. I'm like your Telstra thing. I'll pay him later. And then, No, I'm going to LA and New York for like 2 weeks doing like some podcasts, doing some stand up.
Did you book was this like, if I get this job, I'm booking this shit in? Is that how it happened?
Pretty much.
What dates are you there?
I haven't booked it, but no, I'm going. I'm definitely going.
Flights are really cheap at the moment.
I know.
Yeah.
Gee,
Virgin, for the three of us to go, guess what we paid?
return? Like
Return for the three of us.
3,000?
2,900 something.
Yeah.
Less
Good
than
guess.
less than $1,000 each.
That is good. With Virgin.
Virgin Australia. Direct flights
Direct
to LA
Yeah, that's
from
good.
Melbourne.
Wow. Yeah. I told you I went on a date with this girl who's a Virgin hostie.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that? And
Yeah.
she said that she wants to put me on her friends and family.
Great.
Oh,
yeah.
no, no, no.
Taxes.
On our
Just
first
pay the
date.
tax.
I hadn't even kissed her and she said, do you want to be on friends and family?
Yeah, mate, it's called she's locking you down.
Yeah, but now we've kissed a couple of times and there's been no further mention of friends and family. So I'm wondering how do I bring it up?
And so, because we had a mate,
Send her this link to the podcast.
yes, we had
Yeah.
a mate the other day who was flying to Dubai or somewhere, and he had a woman come up to him and said, "Hey, I've got these extra bags. I need to check them in, but I don't have enough bag allowance. But if you come in with me and put the bags under your name, you can fly business with me because I can do that." And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And so
Flew business.
flew business.
Wow.
That sounds like a story that you would get
Yeah, it
involved
does.
in.
It actually does.
Cowboys for princesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
For angels.
Yeah, for angels. And also that show, Cowboys for Angels, that was actually a casting racket for Gigolos, which is on pay TV. You might have seen it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the show. So Garen is the executive producer of Gigolos.
But he also
Also
is a
runs.
gigolo on the side.
Yes, he's an actual gigolo, and I would have been on the show.
Oh, so it was a whole ruse.
Yeah, but you actually are doing the job. Like
Yeah.
you
But it takes the sting out of it when it's all for
Yeah.
entertainment.
would have
in
been a
LA.
bit of a shock for mum. Like, you know, no, seriously, she's watching it. She's like, I thought you were working as an actor. I am.
So that LA New York thing, do you want to, you should try and
Talk to me.
align. So the 1st of November to the 10th of November.
No. So that's when you're there.
That's when
Yeah.
we're there.
Yeah, I can probably come
End of,
end of that.
yeah.
End of that. That'd be pretty cool.
You'll have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
good contacts there, won't you?
Yeah, I've got tons.
Surely like the last day. Wouldn't it be fun to do some form of Australian podcast
Yeah, with a bunch
event
of.
or whatever?
How do you broadcast over there? I suppose just like you do when you're in Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
we're actually packing down the whole studio.
Everything's
Yeah.
going. This is
Everything.
the best. I'm going to say it's the best podcast studio in Australia.
Is it?
Well, for just a podcast that is a podcast and that alone, I'd say it's the best podcast studio and team.
I know, we
It's
appreciate
amazing.
it. We'll
That's
put it as a
amazing.
It's
snippet.
fucking crazy.
Mate,
It's crazy.
that's it. Let's package that one up and get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll definitely, so potentially, because if you arrive in LA first and then fly on to New York, maybe you do LA for a couple of days, the 8th, 9th, and 10th or some shit. Fucking, then when we fly out back to Melbourne, you go on to New York.
That's right. Where are you staying?
We haven't worked it out yet.
A bunch of Airbnbs.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe near Fairfax, the 3rd,
Yeah, West
like near
Hollywood.
the Grove.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a spare bedroom, I mean, I'm fucking.
Or maybe you
That's a
could
good
do want
point.
to go in on. Yeah, we could.
No,
No,
seriously.
he's asking for a free.
I know,
no.
I know, but then
No, but like, I'll chip in. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I'm not trying to stooge you.
where
No, I appreciate it.
guys
We're
run
looking
the
for.
Suns.
We're looking for the thing about finding a place that isn't just one bed and then like trundles in the fucking lounge room is that the step up is a 2-bedder that then has 7 beds available. Like
Yeah.
that's how they step it. It's like, well, we're getting all these people that want 2 rooms and then like a shitload of other
what about
stuff.
this? What about this? You give us a bunch of cash for the accommodation up front, but
Here we go.
no, I think this
a good
is
point.
quite a good deal.
Hang on.
We can film any of the episodes you do in LA for some sort, like there could be some sort of arrangement
Alright.
there. We've got great video equipment and all
That
that sort of
does
thing, and all
sound-
the audio gear.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering where I'll record actually. So maybe. Just quickly before we finish up,
Yes.
what's going on with the Nando's thing? Because last time, 2 episodes back, you said you were going to get me a Nando's card or some
I can't remember making
relationship.
that
So
bloody promise.
we-
Well,
Yeah.
mate, every time we go
we-
to Nando's and I'm paying fucking retail, I want to kill you pricks.
We work closely with Nando's. We were emceeing an event the other night for Nando's, and at that same event, every person that came to the Nando's event got a free $100 DiDi voucher, broken up into 5 lots of 20. And so the way you rolled up, which was quite quite funny today, you got here. I ordered you a DiDi from the Nandos in Clarendon Street in South Melbourne, which is amazing because it was only an $18 DiDi, so I didn't pay a cent.
Oh, right, yeah. But you shouted me the DiDi, by the way.
Nandos shouted you the DiDi pretty much.
So brought to you by Nandos.
Brought you by,
What do you enjoy at Nandos?
But I paid for the Nandos at Clarendon. Let me just say that. So I said to the dude.
Well, fuck, it's Friday. I hope you did the WTF meal, which for $11 at the moment, you get 4 ribs, a quarter chicken, and chips.
No, I didn't do
$11.
I'm not eating ribs, man.
Ribs.
What'd you eat then?
I got a wrap.
Classic or Supremo?
Classic. But I've gone to the guy, mate, what do you think? Chips? And he goes, yeah. And
very.
And I go, he goes, regular or large? And I go, up to you. What do you think? And he goes, large. And I'm like, yeah, I knew you were going to say that, you liar. And then,
that's what they all do, don't they?
Of course. Their job is
such
their
a
job.
but if you said regular. And then I would have gone, you know what? Here's $20 tip.
We've literally Do you know what? Like literally,
I'm not paying for my bloody Uber, my DiDi to the boys
because it's being honest. Bree and I have had a couple of times. Actually, this was the most embarrassing. San Francisco, the Cheesecake Factory. Fucking, they do the big, not burrito. What is it fucking called? No, they do like a big Mexican dish. Do you know the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, there's one in the Grove.
I love it there.
Yeah, there's one in the Grove.
And and they did like big smoothies, like a big milkshakes and all that sort of thing. And so Bree and I got my burrito. Must have been like it's like a wet burrito, you know, like they fucking put like salsa and shit on it. Milkshake, and then we were sharing a cheesecake. And it was a French woman.
A whole cheesecake?
Mm-hmm. No, like just a slice.
Yeah, okay, good.
But it was a French woman who worked there, and she said, "Oh, it seems like a bit too much food for the two of you." And that was like a real fucking aha moment when the waitress is like fucking calling you out for how much you've ordered.
In America.
Yeah, I was going to say in America.
In
What was she
America,
doing? What a
it's all
loser.
about service.
And so I said, no, like I think I know what I can handle.
You got his back up.
Yeah.
And you ate it?
I ate the whole thing, fucking nearly vomited.
Yeah.
You just proved it wrong.
Was that when you were trying to lose weight? Or that was when you were
that would have been San Francisco.
That was the start of it
the
all.
good years, 2012?
Yeah.
No, when would that have been? That's a good question. No, I reckon 2014. Yeah, I was probably at 100 kilos or something. So not at my peak 120.
No. But still, you can
put
it
still,
away.
Yeah,
you've got the gears. Yeah.
Great. Well,
thank you,
where
Ash,
are people,
for coming
guys? Yeah,
Thanks,
where are people getting the tickets to your show?
ashwilliams.com.au/gigs.
And how's the mugs?
Shows.
Actually, fuck.
It'll be in the show notes.
We've got 10 minutes before Telstra. Patreon.
Yeah.
You were asking Mr. 97 all
Mr.
about
97.
that. And so you were one of the latest. I'm thinking about being a $10 supporter.
Yep.
That gets me a mug.
Gets you a mug. Like, so you're already ahead, really, because the mug's worth $30.
Mm-hmm.
How
can you afford to do it?
Because I want to give back at the start to the people who are giving to me.
That's
It's not
generous,
just me
mate.
scratching your back. It's not about making money. It's about me saying thank you.
Do you have
Here's
the
a
mug? Do you have a mug with you now? If I
No.
was to do the $10,
No, but I can give it to you by next week.
You owe mugs to other people.
No, I owe no mugs. No, I'm in no mug deficit. I'm in a hat deficit. A lot of people I owe merch to in terms of hats.
And so why is the mugs different?
Because I have lots of mugs. I'm out of the hats, but I'm still accepting orders for the hats.
Yeah.
I'm selling a lot of hats without without actually having any.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
owe
sort of-
about
is that
50
sort of-
hats.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do
people
you
know
think-
I haven't got the hats. I said, look, I'm not going to remove the sales link, but you need to understand I don't have the hats. And they're like, that's so funny. And then they're like, giving me their credit card. So I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. And so do you think now that you have the extra bit of cash,
No,
No,
I'm not going to be wasting on the hats.
there is a place like all the US malls have them, but I know that fucking the Grove, they have these embroidery businesses in the fucking center where you just go
There's one
and you
at
can get a
Southland.
hat
There's one at
and
Southland.
they'll fucking do all of that.
How much?
Good question.
Expensive per unit.
25.
No way, man. No, bugger that. But if you come on board, anyone who is $10 or more gets a free mug. And thank you to Mr. 97 for emailing me back. It was I will read it. No, there was some good stuff in there.
He loves a long email.
I flicked through. It was fucking massive, to be
Did
honest.
he?
Yeah, it was huge.
You know that costs us money.
Yeah.
No, it was more like links, but it was like fully detailed. It was like
Yeah. It's
I
on the
bookmarked it. I
clock.
was
He's
like,
on the clock.
That is gonna no, but that.
It was on a Sunday. That's why he's so
Yeah, but that
fucking
comes back to
exhausted.
you because I'm here now again. You know, doing the pod because Mr. 97 did the right thing by me.
Okay, amazing.
What do you get out of coming on this show?
Not
do you
much,
think?
mate. I don't know. I do it because I do a lot of pods because sometimes I remember stories that I haven't told. So, you know, last time we did the pod too, I told that fire sale story. I told probably 2 or 3 stories I haven't even told. I forgot about them. Yeah, I think it's always worth doing that.
And when you smooth the deal over with a free DiDi here,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
That wasn't good, by the way. That DiDi. So again, a DiDi is like an
So
Uber,
Nando's
but
is great.
way worse. So this guy, he must have had like a sniffling disease or something. Like, so he was like, I think he had Ebola. I'm not even joking. So like,
Ebola, oh no.
I caught the sniffles within 2 minutes.
Do you reckon this was
I'm at
maybe
the back
that
of-
whole oil thing again? Do you reckon you maybe have that?
No,
What's it called? The
just an air
psychosomatic.
psychosomatic.
I immediately feel sick if someone next to me on a plane is coughing. Like you can tell they have a cold.
That's not that bad.
I've got
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Look, we're going to wrap
Okay.
this
Because
up.
I
wrap
don't even
this.
know. Do you think if I pay PayPal,
You'll be right.
will they fucking
Credit
do that
card.
straight away? Okay, I do. But I've got PayPal cash, so I want to fucking just use that up. But I'll just try credit card.
Credit card's instant.
Okay. Good.
Anyway, thanks for
And
coming on,
yeah,
Ash
no worries,
Williams.
guys. And if anyone from this listenership goes through patreon.com/Ash Williams Show, I will give them something else because I just want to see if anyone is even listening.
To the
Okay,
show.
great.
So maybe I will.
How did they let you know?
You can write a message on my Patreon or just DM me on Insta, AshWilliams1. I check that like literally every 10 minutes. So just maybe I don't know. I'll
Just get onto the man.
Yeah,
just get onto
I'll
it.
write you. I'll write you back. No. I'll get you something better than that.
Could you leave us an Apple Podcast review?
Yeah, sure.
Can we watch you do it just after this?
Yeah, you can do
Right,
it through
there.
my phone. I
Yeah,
usually
great.
do that. You know what I mean?
For other people,
You just,
yeah.
yeah, just gives you phone, mum. Yeah.
Apple Store type of vibe.
Yeah, but I don't care about ratings anymore. I don't look at it.
Why?
Who cares? Who cares, man? It doesn't make a difference whether you get 5 or 1. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? People who like it are going to like it. There's always going to be people who rate 1. I've got so many like people rating, like a lot of like ex-girlfriends and stuff. But I don't know where they're getting all these burner phones.
And they
give
also
me
get in
ones.
the team effort one as well. They
They
love
gave
fucking-
Team Effort 1. Team Effort, yeah, that was. We knew then
Yeah.
that it was
Still your audience.
a jilted lover.
All right.
All right, great. It's the Daily Talk Show. If you want to be like Ash and leave a review, feel free. Otherwise, you can email us, hi@thedailytalkshow.com. Check out his Patreon.
Before we wrap up,
yeah.
happy birthday, Wayne.
Happy birthday to you.
Wayne Pence.
Happy birthday to you.
You're a great man.
Happy birthday, dear Wayne.
Team the live show.
Happy birthday to you. Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
Hip,
Thanks,
hip.
you Gronk.
Quickly, LA fact.
Oh, give me
Has
one
he- has he
second.
got one? He got-
No,
Okay,
I
I've
do.
got 5 minutes
You're
before
okay.
my
Start the call.
phone.
Start the call.
Wayne.
Because you know what happens, like once
Have
they
you got
fucking
it?
disconnect
He's
your
got it.
phone,
Go.
it's hard.
Go.
There's a massive emerald in LA valued at $500 million to $1 billion sitting in the LA County Sheriff Department because it's got contested ownership. So no one
Wow.
actually owns it. So it's just sitting in the Sheriff's Department.
That's cool. All right, thanks.
Wow.
What was that for?
Right, catch you
I
guys.
was trying to
Daily
catch on. I was
Talk
like,
Show.
what's this from?
See you
All right,
guys.
Cheers, guys.
See ya.